Hey naturopath, thanks for coming back. Once upon a time, people used to wear natural fibers all the time. That's what they wore, you know, cashmere or wool or cotton or linen or hemp fiber. But today, that's not the way it is. Many people now wear, you know, all sorts of artificial kinds of clothes, you know, so weird kind of fabrics, weird fibers. But the problem with a lot of these products is they've been treated. They've been treated with, you know, all sorts of garbage, chemicals, you know, detergents, petrochemical dyes. I'm just reading off here, formaldehyde, you know. It's incredible, and all sorts of bleaches and, you know, yeah, dioxin producing bleaches, chemical fabric softeners and volatile organic compounds, and it's not really good. And the problem is, when you wear these clothes, you may pick up some of these chemicals yourself, especially if you're not well or you've got a bit of liver congestion or liver toxicity. You know, you could get quite sick wearing some of these fabrics. Personally, I prefer to stick with things like cotton or hemp. Most of my shirts are linen. This is a cotton shirt, for example, so I prefer to wear all cotton. It is a bit more ironing involved, but at least I know that I have got something that's not going to make me so sick, you know. Depends also on the kind of detergent or how you're washing it, you know, what you're using to wash your clothing with too. So you may want to look at some organic compounds or some type of a clean approach to washing your clothes rather than some harsh chemicals, right? So many fabrics are treated these days, it's hard to know what's good and what's not good. So polyester is probably the number one that's not really worth, you know, wearing, because it's such a sweaty, artificial kind of material. Polyester shirts, you know, all sorts of polyester products. I've seen polyester underwear even. I mean, why the hell would you wear that? There's no breathability there at all, is there? So these are just synthetic polymers, and yeah, they turn into clothes basically. Just like plastic shirts basically, isn't it? Acrylic is another one. According to the EPA and some other agencies, you know, some of these fabrics like acrylic or poly could cause even cancer in some people that are very susceptible and have got poor immune systems, right? Rayon is another one. This is from recycled wood pulp. So rayon can be used very effectively because it's one of those kind of fabrics, again, that looks nice. It drip dries quick, it dries fast, and that's why people like it. People like things that looks great, it requires no maintenance. But the problem is these things aren't good. The other issue that you may not be aware of is they don't breathe. Your skin needs a natural kind of a, you know, covering on it so it can actually breathe, it can ventilate better. So if you've got any kind of skin condition, dermatitis or psoriasis or eczema, or you've got allergies, you really want to go for cotton or silk, you know, or just sort of other fabrics like that. Is it going to be expensive? No, not necessarily. The hemp shirt I paid $90 for, I think 6 years ago, still looks as good as the day I bought it. And it's been washed 1,000 times, and hemp just doesn't wear out, for example, but it does require ironing. Okay, that's the thing. Nylon, made from petroleum. All right, a lot of these things are artificial. A lot of these plastics come from petrochemical byproduct, and we look at it along the line, a lot of these polymers and plastics, and they turn them into clothes. Come on, you know. So look also for wrinkle-free, and you know, things that are, what do they call it, iron-proof or stain-proof, or, you know, like the low-maintenance fabrics. These are often the ones that can be treated with all kinds of chemicals. All right, Teflon even. Or perfluorinated materials, basically to make ironing easier. For example, if you have to iron them, well, they just glide on your skin. So just be wary, all right? So anything static, resistant, or permanent press, again, I'd be wary. I have got some shirts like that, but I again much prefer to wear an all-white cotton shirt. If I go to a formal function, I've got a nice tie, I've got a white shirt, and it's cotton. And again, it's ironed, and it feels beautiful on the skin, right? So think about that. Think about some of these fabrics that you're wearing currently on your body. And if you could look at a cleaner alternative option, cotton is readily available. And many people say, but cotton's toxic because they spray cotton with all sorts of chemicals and things like that. Yes, it may be, but it's still a lot less toxic than many of the petrochemical company derived, you know, materials and polymers and plastics out there now. So just think about that, all right? Maybe a little bit more maintenance involved, but I'll tell you now, a lot more wearability, a comfort, much more comfortable in natural fibers than it is to wear artificial ones. Your body can breathe, you've got less chance of really saturating yourself with a lot of these chemicals. It's the way to go. Take care.